Okay, so we stopped at, I told you to create schemas, Abi? Go back. But it's fine. Okay, so we know how to create schemas. We already know how to create schema, right? So what we are going to learn to do is to move a table object from one schema to another schema, right? We move an object from one schema to another schema. Then when we are done with that, we learn to delete the schema. We delete the schema. Then we learn how to delete the table by using your query. We learn how to delete table using query. That's what we are going to do. So the first thing we'll do, I don't think I created that schema, but I think I will just do it. Did I save that? Don't save. So we created two schemas. What were the schemas again? Create schema. What is the second schema? Okay. that way. Right click. You right. Okay, you went. Is it typing or you just went there and right click? Okay, you just went there and typed the schema. You can also do it like that too, Sha. It's correct, it's correct. You can also do it like that. You went here, Abby. Lazy, lazy woman method. But it still works, it works, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. So the two schemas are here now. Photography and graphic design. Have you checked? Is your own there? Is yours there? Well, now let's move our table from we want to move our table. We just move it to all the schemas that is. Right now is in default. This is our customer table in the default. Let's move it from DBO to photography, then to graphic design. Alter schema. Let me go find this. Let me confirm this so I don't forget this. So right now is in DBO. So transfer to we want to transfer it from DBO to photography. So you say alter schema. The default schema, that's what we want to alter. They want to transfer to photography. So let's see what it gives us. Okay, I think it's supposed to be the reverse. Okay, it's the reverse. So this is how it works. The schema you want to transfer it to will be the one you alter. I say alter schema. I'm transferring from DBO to photography. So in the photography, that's what I'm going to alter. Now now say transfer from where it was, that's the format from DBO to the table I'm transferring. To now move this table from the default schema to photography. So now if you refresh this your table, click and refresh. You are going to see your customer inside here. We are going to see customer here. Photography customer. We are going to see it here. So what I want you to do for me now is to, yes, you have to execute it first. You have to run it, execute before it will show, before it will work. So what you are going to do for me is move from this photography now, move to graphic design. Then once you are done with that one, we'll create another customer table. Once you are done with that, we'll create another customer table for photography again. So let me copy this. Now this will be, so I'm going to alter the graphic design schema. Click on the plus, choose the minus, for the tables. I mean, I'm not moving. Yeah, this is it's looking different. It's the way you open it, so I have to open it. Is this a new sheet of it? Just click on this new frame. The one you did the last time. This is it. One is what? What does it say? Okay. So have you done it? So the next thing we are going to do, have you done it? Alter. Move your customer to photography. Then from photography, move it to graphic design. What did you tell you? That it works. It does not exist. Check what it is. What does not exist? Is it the graphic design? Is it the check check your schemas. If you have graphic design the same way it's spelled here, is your graphic design the same way? Confirm. It has to be the same. If it's not the same, it's the one that is in your table. You put bracket where you're pretty on. There was one that store. You put this square bracket. And when you are doing, you have to put this square bracket. Alright. You want to correct what? Spelling is not correct. Okay, it's not spelling. You can correct it here, sure. You can right click and rename it. Or you can delete it and add it again. Both of them work. I'm already running. It's already running. This video. See, if I want to reference the database Okay. I think everybody has done that. So what we are going to do now, we are going to create a new customer table. Now we have a table inside of is it photography now? Okay, graphic design. So let's create a customer with the same name inside of photography. But this time we are going to add a mix to it. So just copy the one you had before. Copy the same table. You save this now, or you are starting from scratch like me. When the query you used to create your table that first time, do you still have it? Now, this time when I'm creating this table, this customer table, if I leave it like this, right? I just create like this, it will automatically be created inside of the default schema. If I don't specify the schema I want to put it, so automatically like this now, this customer will be created inside the DBO schema, which is the default schema. So I want to create this customer inside of photography. So you see this dot, the schema name dot, the table name. So now this table now, this customer table is going to be inside of this photography schema. So let me put the attributes inside. You see I have the one for the first one. Let me just copy the same thing. Let me just use this as an opportunity to talk about identity columns. So you know when we are creating any table, we tend to have what is called a unique primary key, the column that will house the primary key. Like for example, our customer ID in this scenario is our primary key. And what was one of the attributes of a primary key? One of the key things you can take out. If I say this is a primary key, what are the characteristics? It's unique, Abi. Okay, so that's it. Primary key must be unique. So when you are creating a primary key, it has to, each of them have to be different, right? And by default, we are the one that will be able to type that. Abi, like if I want to enter the first row, I'll put 1 for my customer ID. So I'll put 2, 3, 4, 5, so on and so forth. But you know it's going to be increasing. It's going to be increasing each time I place a new value. It's going to increase. It's going to increase. It's going to increase each time I place a new value. So instead of doing it manually, there's an attribute, or I should call it a constraint that I can add to that column called the primary key column, right? That customer ID column. That what will happen is it will, on its own, anytime I enter a new record, it's going to add 1 to it by itself. I don't need to enter it manually. It's going to automatically be increasing by itself. And that attribute or that constraint is called the identity column. So automatically, anytime I create a new row, that column that has this identity will just be increasing. You can set it to increase by 1, by 2, depends on how you set it. So I'm going to show you how to actually set that column. So that's what we are going to be doing for this new customer table that we are creating. So this is what we are going to be doing. So give me the column, the table you had. What was there? Customer, Abi? The table, the previous one. I will just do the alteration here.
That customer.
Int, Abi?
Yeah.
Then the alteration we are going to do now, we are going to use this attribute or constraint called the identity column. So the way it works is like this. You type in the identity, this keyword, identity, open bracket, close bracket. Then it takes in two parameters. The first parameter is what is the first number in that list. So for example now, if the first entry is going to be 1, you're going to start from 1. The first thing you are going to put there is 1, right? If it's going to start from 2 or 10, for example, the first thing you are going to put there will be 10. So my own, I want to start from 1. So I'm going to put 1, then comma. So the next parameter it takes in is each new entry is 1, 2. I can specify any number, but I'm going to put 1 so that when I put the first one is going to be the first row that the first customer ID will be 1, right? For that first row. The second one will start from 2, right? So it's decreasing by how many? 1. So I'm going to put 1 here. So this is how you create an identity column. This is how you do it. So what's the other values there? Collins. Customer ID, what's it?
Country.
Variable character, Abi. Then first name, Abi.
First name and last name.
I'm going to fix that too. So I can now run this and it will create my table for me. The same name customer table but in a different schema. I see. So I can organize the customer for graphic design, they can be in one, yes. Customer for photography, they can be in one schema, but they are still all in the same database. So this database for the ULC company. So it gives you more organization of your data. So let's just insert values into this. So I want to show you this identity column in action. How do we use to insert? Marvelous. I want to insert. How do I construct my query? So in this scenario now, is it just going to be customer? I have to use the schema. Okay. Now, since my customer ID is a identity column, I don't need to specify it again. I don't need to say, okay, I'm inserting into customer ID again because it's automatic now. So I can skip that, and I'll say country, what else? First name and last name. Then I will say morning. So it's showing red here. Who can tell me why the red is there? From what you can see here. Yes. Why is there red there? I know. No, it's because I not put comma. I'm supposed to separate this from this, which I did not do. That's why that error was there. Okay, so I can run this. Saying 2 rows were affected. Let me see, inserted 2 rows. Now let me check on that row. How do we use to check row? If I want to query a row, what's the keyword? The main keyword. You did the assignment, sir. You don't read the assignment. What's the main keyword? We want to query, we want to get information from a table. Select. So select all from what we want to work with is this customer inside of photography. So that's what we are going to copy. Since we are targeting the customer inside of, if you don't put this schema, it will just default to the default schema, which is a DBO. If I put just normal customer, it will default to the DBO schema. So I have to put it like this. Select everything. This asterisk, right? I will sit up on it later, but let me just tell you what it means. It means every column, all the columns, any column inside of this table, that's what I want you to show me. Right? Instead of me typing the column name one by one, I can just put the asterisk and it will give me every single column there. So now it's going to give me all the 4 columns. Select all columns from this table, this customer table inside of the photography. So when I run this, you are going to get customer ID. You see we did not enter this one, but it's increasing on its own. Yes? Your what? Your one is not reflecting customer photography. This one is one row is written. So you have to be careful with your. It's not case sensitive, but its spelling is very, very important. Change it fast. I'm still getting error. What is the error? What is the error? Your own graphics has space in it, so you must put it inside of square brackets. Graphics and design are separate words, but they are part of the same word. So you have to put them inside square brackets. Inside square brackets. You have to use inside. You have to do like this. So you take a small pattern. Schema. You have to be in brackets before you can. They can be treated as one word. They have to be in brackets since they have space between them.
And since I didn't put space, this side.
You put space here now.
Okay, like
There's
that.
space. There's one.
So just like those two.
Mine was underscore, but you want to use space.
Yes.
So you have to instead of the space here. And these two words are the same. You have to put space one there. You treat them as one. Okay. Now we've learned how to create schema. We learn how to move tables between schema, right? So we are going to learn how to delete a schema. But before you can delete a schema, you must make sure the schema is empty. Can you hear me? Before you can delete a schema, you must make sure there's no table or anything inside of that schema. So either you move everything from that schema to another schema, or you delete whatever is inside. Use drop. Drop is used to delete. So what we are going to do now, we are going to delete the customer table which you just created. Then we are now going to delete the schema, the photography schema. So let's do that. Start typing now. Drop table. So we are going to go like this. Delete. Drop. So the table we want to drop is this photography customer table. Right? So we just highlight everything and run it. It's going to tell you command completed successfully. If I refresh this, you will not see the photography schema table again. Right? Since it does not have anything inside of it again, I cannot delete it. And to delete schema is also very, very simple. You are going to use the same drop schema. Now you are not dropping table, you are dropping schema. You can see SQL is very, very straightforward, not like other programming language that you need to be moving from